We start out every year with the kids going on to the CIA World Factbook, and they choose 12 countries representing different regions of the world. I have them pick at least a few of them from our Global Coalition project because I want them to get to know about the students that they're actually going to be interacting with. They look up per capita income, what's the average income a family makes, the average life expectancy, infant mortality rate. We have the students bring in clothing tabs from their clothes and stick pins, and they start putting it up on a map, and they start realizing that all the clothing is made in the countries they've identified as the have-not countries. So the kids start getting this sensitivity towards the fact that the people in the have countries really are benefiting from the work of the have-not countries, and they also are the people that have the education and the means available to make a difference. So it kind of also puts a level of responsibility on our students that maybe they need to do something to work towards a change.
So can you tell me a little bit about the Global Coalition?
One of the things we do is we collaboratively have built this Global Coalition website, which is contributed to by students and teachers all around the world. It's sort of like an online magazine. We have a front page here. We have a newscast, which is something that many of the schools together jointly produce, and then we publish it up here, and it's been watched by over 10,000 students around the world. So we also have things that the kids contribute. For instance, here's our art gallery. These are actually students in Azerbaijan who are 12 years old who produce these incredible paintings. Because of our Have It Have Not project, we learned that the students around the world often needed something. So we decided that we would try to hold an auction, and we had our first international children's art auction about 5 years ago, where we raised several $1,000s, which helped to build a high school in Belize. The year after that, we raised money for a sustainable breeding herd for a village in Zimbabwe, and we've built hygienic bathrooms for schools in Tanzania, and this year we're working to build an orphanage in Uganda. So it's a way that kids are using their talent to help educate and feed other children in the world.
The very first time your students Skyped with another school, what was the reaction?
The first time that we hooked a video camera between our school and the school in the middle of the jungle of Belize, it was the most phenomenal thing to watch. The students in Belize were describing the howler monkeys and the jaguars that they see outside the windows of their homes, and they were asking our students what pizza tasted like. And my students were describing what a squirrel was, and describing what it was like to go to a movie theater, because some of the students there had never been to a movie theater. And it was like two groups meeting aliens for the first time. And you know, it was just, they were such different and diverse cultures, and they had such an interest in learning about each other. And they were also really excited to see the person through the camera that they had been emailing with. And they were like, that's my emailing partner right there. So they were waving at each other, and you know, it was just a lot of shyness and giggles, but it was just a great interaction.
How does the Global Coalition Project apply to current events and topics in the news?
When you have a friend in that country where something's happening, you start paying attention to the news much more than you would if you didn't know anybody there. Some global issues become more meaningful to them, and maybe the way that they try to approach solving those global issues as they grow up and become the next generation of world's leaders will be different, because they won't see the world in terms of us and them. They'll see the world in terms of we're one community of friends that need to work together to solve our planet's problems.
Do you ever get to meet the other teachers in person or the other students?
One of the most meaningful visits we ever had was from a man from Zimbabwe who we had been working with, who came to our school, and he described what it was like to my students to be living in a 9-foot diameter hut with no furniture, where he slept on the dirt every night. And when he came to my school and went and visited the cafeteria, he started getting tears in his eyes. And he told my children how they had thrown out more food in their garbage can in one session of lunch than his students would have to eat in an entire week. And that had a huge impact on my students, to realize the environmental impact of that and how different our lives are.